G'day, welcome back to another episode of TOGL. Well, I haven't actually done a lot of filming this week. Unfortunately, I've been taking it a little bit easier, just enjoying life as it goes along. But right now, what I'm going to do is I want to go and harvest a little bit of honey from our hive down at the back of the rental here. But before I show you that, I will show you a little bit of footage that I got the other day. Steve actually did most of the footage. We had a swarm up at the block and I was able to successfully recover it from a tree and get it into a hive. That's where the success ended, because the ungrateful little buggers decided that they didn't like the hive, and about a half an hour after I left the block, they all took off again. So anyway, it was still good practice to get that swarm down, but I didn't end up with another colony. So I'll show you that now, and then we'll get back to me getting some honey, hopefully out of this hive. And we'll also give you a quick rundown, Kay and I, of what's been going on in the hothouse. We're getting towards the end of the season now, but we'll just quickly show you what's going on there. So anyway, grab yourself a brew, sit down, and hopefully you enjoy this episode.
Well, there was a big swarm of bees come round and annoyed Nita all day. Battery's only got 24%, so we'll see how we go. So Jason's come down to see if he can capture them. See how he goes. And I'm staying right out of the way. I'll get a bit of right on the end of the knob of the tree. Crazy now. Hey Jace. Jason, it seems like there's a knob on the other side. You need to go up and down.
Okay, over here.
Yeah, come round to the front a bit. No, come round the front. Yeah, in there. Yeah, that got them all. Very hard to do it all by yourself. Now he's hoping to get down, get all his gear down, and go up and get the box.
Now, if I got the queen in that box, all those bees will start to climb through that little hole. I was lucky that that lower branch, I was able to wedge that box in like that. Worked out beautifully. So and there's just that little opening where that little tab should be. I left that open, and yeah, if the queen dropped in the box, the bees will come out, they'll sit around that entrance and they'll fan a pheromone out. It'll let all the bees know to come in here, this is where the queen is. If I miss the queen and she's still in a crack in that log, they're all going to pour out of the box and go back onto the log. So now we just got to sit back and wait for half an hour and see where all the bees end up. Fingers crossed they end up in the box. Then I can transfer them into a hive. That went very smoothly.
Yeah.
Have I got any on my back?
No.
No, okay. Before I come over near you, I'll make sure I'm not carrying. All right, so this is the hive that I'm going to put the bees into. I'm going to carry it right down the back, get it down there in position ready. I'll give the bees a little bit more smoke, see if I can get them all into that box, and then I can take the box down the back and empty them into this hive, and hopefully that'll be their new home. So first of all, I'll take this down the back.
All right, see how he goes.
I'll take you over to have a quick look. So early on they were all over the end of that tree stump. Now there's actually no bees on the end of that stump. They're all here, and you can see that they're all in there, and you can see some of the bees out there and they're fanning their wings. They're basically letting everyone know that the queen is inside this box. So I'll just give it a couple more minutes for those last few to go in, and I'll use a bit of smoke to try and encourage them to go into the box and hide, and then I'll take the box down the back. There we go.
That's working well today.
Very well, yeah.
Are they going in?
Yeah, there's probably only a dozen or two left, I reckon. I'll probably just take them down in a second anyway. You never ever get them all. They'll find another hive, or they'll find that one or something. But yeah, the majority of them are in. Alright.
Here we go. Don't drop it.
No. Why when I walked backwards I could see them all still following.
Don't you get too close.
When I tipped them out, I spilt a few over the back of the box, and that's why I moved the box back so that the ones on the ground were now at the front entrance, just in case the queen fell out onto the ground. She can climb up in. She doesn't got to try and come around to the front.
Do not want to get stung by a bee.
Alright, so I just went and grabbed the camera off Steve. I just want to show you. So I've got the bees in there now, and what you'll see all these bees that are down there on the edge, and they're all buzzing furiously. That's them fanning out that pheromone, basically putting out a signal to say, come on everyone in here, this is where we need to be. You can see them all along the edge. And so all these last few stragglers, they'll all fly around and they'll end up coming down and landing and going in there. There's still a couple in the box, they're a little confused, but they'll realise that the queen isn't in there anymore, and they'll come back across and into the hive. All those ones that I spilt on the ground, I spilt them right there in that area where the grass is pushed down, sort of all in here. They're all gone. They've all gone across and climbed up in. You can see them all going in. Such an amazing thing, the swarms. Couple on the back, they're a little confused, they'll work it out. Okay, we've got the smoker going ready, we've got the tools ready, and that's the beehive just back here that I want to take some honey out of, so we'll see how we go with that. Not a lot of smoke there at the moment, but I don't really need too much. The more I use that, the more smoke will come out, but we only need to give them a little bit. Well, strangely, they don't seem to have much honey in there. I would have thought they would have had a lot more, and by this late in the season, they should have had a lot of honey reserves in there. So they need to get really busy and get their honey reserves built up for winter. I won't be taking any honey out of this hive this year, or this season anyway. Anything they make from now on towards winter, they're going to need to keep to get them through winter. But I will go over and I'll just check the Kenyan top bar hive over there behind me. We'll see what it's doing. So this is the inside of the Kenyan top bar with the hood open, and I've got this, you can see there's screws there and there's screws there. They are what we call the follower boards, which means that that entire space is open for the bees. During winter, when their reserves run lower, I move those boards in towards the middle and keep the colony smaller so that they can keep warm better. But let's have a look. So we can see right there, they've built right out to the end, which is good. But this piece actually has no honey in it at the moment. I can show you with this one too. It's imperative that when these do have a lot of honey and brood on, that you do not tilt them like that, because if you do, it will just fall, it will snap and fall off. That's why you see me doing this. It's because I'm rotating it that way so that it doesn't snap off. With an empty one, you don't have to be as concerned. These ones are stuck together a little. There we go. Oh, that one's empty. This one, now that's got more honey in it. I can feel the weight of that. There is a lot of honey glistening on that, but it's not capped. I'll show you. There we go. But yeah, that honey's not capped, so I can't use that one. Let's see what the next one looks like. Now this is all the capped honey along here, and that's ready to be harvested, but down here it's not capped, so again we can't harvest this one. But these guys have got a lot more honey than the other hive had, which is really good to see. Give them a little chuff. Now we're getting better. Look at that beautiful honey in there. Lovely. And all on there, but still it's not all the way to the bottom. And with this one, there is actually some brood there. That's baby bees there. This is all the honey. That's getting very close to what we want. A lot of weight in that. Okay, well, that hive, the Kenyan top bar, had plenty of honey in it. There'd be kilos of honey in there, but none of the frames were completely finished off. I need to wait until it's completely finished off and stored, sort of sealed up for them to store before I can take it. So I won't be taking any honey out of that one either. Next week I will have a look up at the block. Well, I'll actually have a look up at the block this afternoon, but you won't see it till next week. And I'll check some of the hives up there, see if I can get some honey out of them. It's in a very different location, so they might have more that's actually finished off. Anyway, we'll give you a quick look around of the hothouse. Next week, you will also get to see the veggie patch up at the block. It's going great guns, so I'll look forward to showing you that as well. I'll just quickly show you while we're down here, and I've got the suit on though. These are the two little veggie patches that we've got down here at the rental. So in here we've got some cabbages growing, and the grubs are getting to them a little bit, but we're still going to get a nice heart out of it. We've been getting so many strawberries, they're just about at the end of the season now, but we've been getting heaps. Now this one's an interesting one. This is what they call blueberry cherry tomatoes, and you can see these are just ripening up now, so we'll be able to start picking these in a day or two. They look really nice. The sun, the heat's been getting to them a little bit. We've also got some Kent pumpkins down in the corner. It's just been a really weird season. We get a couple of days of cold and rain, and then a few really hot days. It's making it very awkward. And these here, just a couple of other, I think they were beefsteak tomatoes, so we're just waiting on them to go. But yeah, it's just been a really weird season. Things have been behaving very differently down here. But like I said, you wait till next week and I'll show you the veggie patch up at the block. It's doing great. Anyway, let's go up and have a look at the hothouse, and Kay can show you the last couple of things that she's got going in the hothouse that we will get planted. Well, we're coming towards the end of the season now. These are just the last few things that we've got ready to go. So these were some watermelons, and they're starting to flower. We need to get these into the ground very soon. There's already some up at the block, which is good. These ones here, they were little lemons that Kay grew from seed, so they're coming along well. They're off of the lemon tree down the back. And this is a brown pear. It's been grown for several months now, but it's doing really well. And then these here, these are fantastic. These are kiwi fruit. So Kay grew these kiwi fruit from seed as well. Now you do need male and female plants. Not sure whether they're both going to be male or both female, or whether we might be lucky and get one of each. We'll just have to wait and see. And then popping over this way, another lemon from seed, a few more of our capsicums. Got a couple of apple trees here that a friend of ours, Neil, gave us. You've seen Neil on previous episodes, and these were a few lemons that were striking. These are little coriander, so we want to start getting the coriander herb growing because both of us really like the coriander. And up here, this was some lemon balm that Kay's grown as well. Now in previous episodes, Kay's also done some natives, and here we're hoping, so this is native primrose and they are starting to sprout there and there. The bottle brush hasn't come up yet, neither is the dogwood, and these are the leatherwood, and hopefully that's a little leatherwood coming up, so we want to get some leatherwood trees growing up there as well. But they're more the trees, not the food plants. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that we've got. Down here we've got some these are some leeks that we're doing, and what have we got over here? Oranges. So these are some orange seeds that we're hoping will sprout. There might be one sprouting there. So yeah, we just need to get some of that in the ground up at the block, and then let them continue growing up there. Out here we've got, this here was a plum that I took as a graft, or not a graft, just as a cutting, and it's actually one of the few that struck, and it's doing really well. We've got some raspberry plant there. It didn't produce any fruit this year, hopefully it will next year.
The yellow one.
It's a yellow raspberry. And this is the avocado tree that the possums chewed almost to death, but it's starting to come back now, so we're just nurturing it back to health, and then we'll get it up on the block as well when it gets a bit bigger. So that's it for this episode. It's a slightly shorter one, but next week we'll show you more up on the block. Like I said, I'm going to head up there this afternoon. Hopefully I'll get some honey harvested up there, and we'll also do a bit of a walk through the veggie patch up there because everything's going great up there as well. Plus I've got to do a heap of thistle control. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, take care, and I will catch you guys next week. We'll see you then. Cheers.